You can counterbalance that against the fact that to be competitive with a new car and a new engine in your first half season on the NASCAR Winston Cup circuit, it's a tall order to ask. So some folks say yes, some folks say no. They haven't done any worse than should be expected at this time. We'll see. Dave Blaney in his Dodge, racing Dale Jr. for 5th spot. Jr.'s up the hill in 1.
And right here, coming out of turn 1, really, usually if you're down on the bottom, going into turn 2, that's the preferred line. But you have to get beside the guy once you get out of turn 1.
Blaney's been driving back and forth from the track here in Pocono, about 2 hours south of here, to a dirt track in Williams Grove, Pennsylvania, where his brother Dale has been driving a World of Outlaws sprint car. Thursday night, Friday night, team that Dave owns, rather.
Last time, Blaine in the 93 car was able to close up on Dale Jr.
That's an odd-looking line off the corner.
I don't know what that's all about.
Has he got a problem?
Unless he's overheating.
Clear. Blaney's falling off. That sounds like you lost a cylinder. You're all clear.
No.
Spencer by.
That was Ty Norris, one of the spotters, telling Dale Jr. that Blaney had fallen back, not to worry about him, that he might have lost a cylinder.
We'll get an update on what's going on with Dave Blaney here in just a minute. Down on pit road, but he's just lost the spot to Jimmy Spencer, and on these long straightaways here at Pocono, if you're down a cylinder in the engine, it's going to be a tough day.
Winston way early too. I never even hit the rim with her. We could probably go down in the right front, or last time we was here around down on the track car helped out. Just think about that.
I'm not sure he just didn't lose it or had to catch it off the 3 and just lost a lot of time. It looks like he's running fine now.
Got no pressure.
No, he's gone.
We'll get a caution here. We can look at it.
Matt, what's going on?
Well, the report is out he has lost a cylinder. We'll talk to Doug Randolph, his crew chief. What's he saying about the car?
I think we've lost the cylinder right now. You know, this place really puts the motors to a test. We got really good motor program, but I think we might have pushed it. Maybe we can get in here and under caution see if we got a problem. We can get it fixed.
I spoke to legendary engine builder Ernie Elliott this morning. That was his biggest concern, turning too many RPMs here at Pocono with this long 3,700-foot long straightaway.
And we called one of our storylines at the top of the show, drive lines and transmissions and engines and all the rest.
And really, you're not turning the most RPMs going into turn 1. Where you're turning the most RPMs is going into the tunnel turn in 3rd gear. That's where you see the highest RPMs.
But 3rd gear in this situation being 1-to-1. Your transmission home 3rd is where you're in a 4-speed where 4th would be, or in a 3-speed where 3rd would be. These guys use them. You're only allowed 4 forward gears. They choose to run an overdrive in the 4th position.
I was talking with Joe Gibbs this morning, and he was relating how the tires here at Pocono, this new generation Goodyear that they've brought, are contributing to the difficulties on the drive lines because they don't lose any speed on the tire. You go out there and you run a 55-50, and you'll stay pretty close to that 55-50 for 20 laps instead of slowing down.
This tire has proven to be very, very consistent.
So Blaney falling back. He's going to be back now to 14th position after Robert Presley in the 77 goes by. Jeff Gordon still out in front of the Pennsylvania 500, presented by Pep Boys. You're watching NASCAR on TNT. Let's check out TNT's original James Dean.
His talent made him a star. His death would make him a legend. James Dean, coming to TNT.
It's the world premiere of James Dean, Sunday, August 5th at 8 p.m. on TNT. Dale Jarrett tried to pick his way back up through traffic. He restarted 39th after the skirmish earlier at lap number 4. Jarrett is now up to 26th position. Let's ride with him.
So he grabbed high gear right there, going down into turn 1. He'll downshift here. Now, depending on how he's got his gearbox set up, he'll keep it 3rd till he gets right back out of 3 again on the straightaway.
Past Jeremy Mayfield for 25th.
Check out our telemetry as he goes down the backstretch. 8,000.
Little wave of thank you to Jeremy for letting him pass.
Almost 9,000 RPMs. And as Wally said, that's the place they're probably going to turn more RPMs. We saw Jeff Gordon through this third corner down to 136 miles per hour. We'll check DJ, see what kind of miles per hour he gets down to. 128 miles per hour. If Jeff Gordon is still getting through there that fast, that's a huge advantage for him. Here he goes down the front. 8,000. Shift.
634. Leader of 30.
Lap time from Todd Parry. You see the red dot there showing you where he is on the track, lower right on the graphic.
And Benny, you pointed out that was 9,000 going into turn 2, but that was also making a pass around Jeremy. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets a little bit more RPMs, having a clean lap.
There is a pretty stiff breeze. I don't know if they're getting any help down the back or not. 9,000.
He's rolling out of it, though. It looks like he's rolling out of the throttle a little bit early.
Let's get more on Dale Jarrett's race as it stands right now from Dave Burns.
Well, Alan, he's climbed up to 24th from that 37th provisional spot where he started. The car has been loose, and Jarrett's been complaining of no grip off the corners. He also wanted to know where guys were running, if guys were running down in turn 1 and the low line. And the spotter told him that both Ricky Rudd and Billy Elliott were running the low line. So he's looking for a place to run his car fast. Right now, they're not getting it done. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
22 laps ago, we told you that Jeff Gordon's car was tight and his water temperature climbed to 230. Now Gordon is reporting in his car is a lot better over this run, and also the water temperature has dropped to 210. The biggest reason because Jay Wiles, the engine tuner for this team, jumped up on the pit wall when Gordon said the car was hot. He took out some binoculars, saw there's a piece of paper on the grill, so he closed up behind the 28 car of Ricky Rudd. Because there wasn't as much air pressure on the grill, the piece of paper fell off. To Bill.
Very calm here in Ricky Rudd's pit. Crew chief Michael McSwain and company working with Rudd on the radio on a car that is loose. And Ricky says it gets looser and looser and looser as they go along. But no major worries here. Very confident in the position and condition of the car. It's the same car that Rudd drove to victory lane here just 41 days ago. To Marty.
Well, Bill, the fact that pole sitter Todd Bodine is still running third, I think, is a big surprise to these guys because they were drunk in happy hour. So what they did, they went back to Saturday morning setup, and it's worked out pretty good. This is a critical race for Todd. They have 7 top 10 starts this year, but only 1 top 10 finish. And so far for our pole sitter, so good. Pretty good run for him. He's running in third.
Yeah, Todd's problems the last couple of weeks have been getting spun out. He got hit and spun last week at New Hampshire when he was running well. A couple of weeks ago at Chicago, he spun out twice. Actually, both of those were all by himself, but I was kidding with him this morning. I said, you know, it'll be a good day if you're just facing the right direction all day.
You saw the graphic, just 8 laps before some cars are going to have to pit. And the DEI cars, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Steve Park, Michael Waltrip, amongst the cars whose fuel mileage right now are really suffering compared to the competition. They can run 36, 38 laps. Some of the other cars can run up to 42, 43 laps.
Only one caution so far in the race. It came out at lap 4 when Elliott Sadler and Buckshot Jones were involved in a spin off of turn number 3. We'll break here and come back for the pit stops. After this, you're watching NASCAR on TNT. Back at Pocono, Jeff Gordon continues to lead the Pennsylvania 500 presented by Pep Boys. He's up by 3.5 seconds on Ricky Rudd, the second-place car. Look at this. Wow. Led 1,000 more laps this season than he had last season. Gordon has led the most laps in 5 of the last 7 races. Marty?
And Bill Elliott is in. He came in running in the top 5 cars. Very good for Bill. They made no adjustments, and it was a 4-tire stop. Very routine for Bill Elliott, and very happy with his car.
Casey Atwood, Jeremy Mayfield, also on pit road. Stacy Compton is on pit road. And these guys all going to be overtaken by leader Jeff Gordon and put a lap down. So they need the green to stay out until Gordon makes his pit stop so they can get back on the lead lap.
They were far enough behind Jeff Gordon. They made their pit stop, and they were not able to stay on the lead lap. You know, right now, probably Ricky Rudd, Todd Bodine, and Mark Martin, about the only drivers that can safely make a pit stop, change 4 tires, and Jeff Gordon would not lap them.
Yeah, Bill Elliott did stay in front of Gordon, so he's still on the lead lap. He was 5th when he came down pit road. That's kind of a double whammy. You're getting less fuel mileage than the leader, and your car's not handling as well.